Ken. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week where we're discussing the research. What's different this week? What's different since we last met?
I got feedback. Actually, I
Oh,
got it about 5, 2 minutes ago, so I haven't read it.
oh,
But
Doug, I wouldn't have
but
been able to come on. I would have read
I've
it.
just gone might have gone off track, and Kim's a bit worried that I've gone off track, and I've got an extra supervision meeting um penciled in for this Wednesday.
Okay. So what does that mean that you've gone off track? Did she give
I
the
don't know
feedback?
yet,
Yeah, okay.
so I'll let you know. I'll send you an email if it's drastic. I think it's with the adaptation and the way I want to do my interviews.
Yep, okay. But
I I don't know why, but
but you haven't yet put in ethics or even your research
no,
proposal.
no. But I've
Yeah.
yeah, just better get back on track and
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Maybe it's about supervisor expertise.
could be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't know. Be
yeah.
really interesting to get
Still
that
got the one.
feedback. But how fantastic for you. Congratulations that you're finally starting again. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's all a PhD is, in my opinion. It's a series of starts
yeah.
because you just keep having to start. Oh, how about you, Anne Marie? What's new since we last spoke?
Um, well, I've spent most of the week in and out to the hospital, so I haven't done a lot. Kirsty came home yesterday though, so yeah, we should be good now. However, I in between time I'd been, I said I was working on a art thing with um, doing reflection and reflexivity and positionality and that sort of thing. And interestingly, when I was so I did my art bit and had some inspired ideas and stuff. And then I came across research that sort of said that I'll just find a bit because I actually thought it was um, it can draw attention. Oh, Biscani and Kahn draw attention to how reflexive methodologies and declarations of positionality and privilege can reinforce colonialism and othering, merely serve to ease our conscience and provide us with a sense of objectivity in what will always be subjective work. And I'm going, oh, yes, it does. Yeah. And so then I've gone to um, decolonizing methodologies book, and um, she had a thing about love as a response to colonial violence, a place of framing our reflexivity and ensuring our humility. So yeah, so I've been sort of trying to um, yeah, piece,
Very interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. So where are you sitting then with the way you're going to do this? Has something changed or not?
Um, no, but it's really challenged about how I do it, that it's who am I doing it for, and um yeah, what that actually gains the participants by me going, I'm, declaring that I'm a, white privileged cisgendered female, it does for the reader of the research. It lets them know um that stuff. But yeah, that they say other stuff was saying, about it needing to be done early, which I'm doing, which is
Yes. Yeah.
that's good. And that it needs to go much deeper than a statement of um positionality, So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's that stuff I've been saying about 1 meter wide, 10 meters deep for a
Yeah,
PhD.
yeah,
Like it's not just surface level.
yeah,
And certainly Gramsci talks about the difference between common sense and good sense. Go beyond the common sense and really dig into your own good sense that belongs to your positionality, and
yeah.
your
And see,
standpoints as well.
yeah. And see, um done a lot of reading and narrowing down and that on the subject matter. And then, yes, I found this whole other area to drill down on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
series of starts.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm at the pointy end, but I still have feelings of panic rising because I keep finding areas that I didn't know about and that I haven't read in. And God,
Yeah.
I can use that in my thesis. So are they going to fail me because I haven't looked at that? Yeah. Oh, it's unnerving. Yeah. And I understand why so many PhD students say that their mental health suffered right at the end.
Yeah.
I think it's because of this. Like, oh my God, I'm about to be assessed, and like they might not know Gramsci in my place, or Byrne or Brown, but they know these other ones that I haven't even come across. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Yeah,
It's
very
like
unnerving.
they say you got to have the key writers in your field, and like there's decades of worth of people that have contributed to climate change and sociology and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
But who are the key writers? Like
yeah, yeah,
the ones from the dot or the ones more now, or
yeah, yeah.
so you're going to miss a couple.
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah. I did hear Tara say one day, and I don't know that if that was in a private supervision with me or,
Mhm.
on our group get-togethers. But Tara said that you should be introducing 10 new references, so 10 new authors in each chapter.
Oh,
And that makes sense because when I did my lit review, that was 18 months ago.
yeah,
And now, because of these series of starts and the continuing reading and finding a new idea, and who is that author? Oh my God, I didn't even know about them. Of course, they're the ones that will go into the chapters.
hmm
So that makes sense. But it worries me
it does. Yes.
because we're all going to be judged.
Mm.
And I am terrified of being judged as not good enough.
Yeah.
It's very scary. Like, what if they say it's only a master's?
I
What if
know.
they say it's undergrad, it's not even honors?
So it's a complete failure. Sorry.
Yeah. So I do believe everybody goes through that, though. It is
Yeah.
the normal process. Yeah. And somebody from one of the professors from CDU said to me, um, just keep going. You're right on the verge of the breakthrough. Like,
Mm.
this is what happens. Yeah. So you have to go through this process to get to the other side. Like,
Yeah.
but life happens. Like this week, I broke my, well, was it this week? What day are we? No, it was last week. I broke my writing paralysis. I
Oh,
wrote and I wrote and I wrote. Yeah. And I started. I think I said on one of our get-togethers that I didn't know how to start. I didn't have
yeah.
that starting sentence, which was bothering me. I've just got all of this writing everywhere like a crazy woman. I got my first sentence and it was
Mm.
so obvious. Resistance is useful.
And you struggled over that.
I say it on LinkedIn all the time. Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
tagline. Resistance is useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
This
I
wasn't
just,
Star Trek where resistance is useless, or is what if it was with the Borg
yeah,
with
yeah,
a
yeah, yes. Um,
futile. That's it. Resistance is futile.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the Star Trek one. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, now see how that has absolutely just caught on. Yeah,
Mm.
popular media way back then. Um, and the Beam Me Up, Scotty, which was
Yeah.
never actually said. That was
No.
no. Yeah, but somebody has made that comment in reference to Star Trek and it's just taken over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you know
I
that?
didn't realize that.
Yeah, yep. It was never said in any of the episodes.
I
Yeah.
saw a T-shirt that had either Spock or I think it was Spock in a sort of a weird get-up, dominatrix sort of setup,
Yeah.
and it had Beat Me Up, Scotty.
Yeah, come on, Scotty. Love it. Yeah. So, Doug, just getting back to you,
Yep.
with the second supervisor,
Yep.
don't discount Steve Turton.
No,
So he is
he didn't email me his well, he can email me his thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't have an email address for him. I just have him on all
LinkedIn.
social medias. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I'll open up and I'll move that browser to the other side.
Oh, look at
And
this
I'll
flash man with his two screens here. Yeah.
yeah, Turton, is it?
Turton, Turton. Steve.
Yep, Professor. Yep, got him.
Yes. Yeah. So he's
South
the
Africa
like,
and New Zealand.
sorry?
Grew up in South Africa and New Zealand and has lived in Australia for 40 years.
Yep.
Cool. He's at CQ. Where's that?
So
Central
CQ, that's
Queensland.
Central Queensland.
Okay.
But he lives in Southeast Queensland, so Sunshine Coast, I think he is.
Yep.
Yeah. But a very, very nice man and a very honest man. So if
Mhm.
he can't help you, he will say, like he won't dick you around.
Yeah, no.
He will just tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lovely man, and he is the world expert on that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Or he knows the other people who
Yeah.
also are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So helpful for you. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, there you go. And Anne Marie, I've been seeing a lot this week on LinkedIn around the ACEs. And
Okay.
I've only seen it because one of my supervisees, she's very interested in the ACEs, and that's the area that she wants to go into. So
Yeah.
I was telling her how LinkedIn worked, and she didn't realize that the hashtags can be used as a search term.
Yeah.
So while I was on the session with her, I put in hashtag ACEs. Holy
Yeah.
shit, great stuff.
Yay.
Yeah, and research, Anne-Marie.
Yay.
Or
Yeah.
people who are researching in the ACEs.
Researching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it might be worth your while
Worth having a
jumping.
look. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, get LinkedIn going again. Yeah. And Blue Sky, that's what I'm going to
Yeah,
do
that's
this
what I
week.
sort of went over to. I just got to kick Twitter off
Yep.
and move to Blue Sky. Just ignore
What's-
Twitter. It's
What's Blue Sky?
The alternative to X. So
Ah.
yeah, so Blue Sky it's similar to, am I correct, Doug? Actually, I don't know
think so,
because I haven't joined. Yeah. So it's similar to Twitter, but it's where a lot of the academics have moved to because of the whole Donald Trump and Elon Musk thing.
Yeah.
But I'm now also seriously considering Meta. I think I might have said that last week.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it's become Metamucil, like it gives me the shits. So I'm seriously considering not deleting my accounts because I do have a lot of photographs on there that are on my phone, so I want to keep them, but like not posting anything on it. I just don't wish to support Zuckerberg and his
Yeah.
antiquated and patriarchal ideas. Not interested.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he
so
owns
that's my
LinkedIn as
preference.
well.
Sorry?
He owns LinkedIn as well, doesn't he?
No, I thought
Meta.
Microsoft
Is it
owned.
Meta LinkedIn?
No. So Microsoft still owns the majority of LinkedIn,
okay.
and then there's private investors. So he may be a private investor, but he's
But he's not a majority.
not a majority shareholder. Yeah,
That's good. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll stay with LinkedIn then.
And I haven't actually researched Blue Sky to find out who owns that.
No.
So I didn't even think to do that, actually. I was
Did
just
you see that what Tara put on about Andrew Tate? He lost his last appeal in Romania. So he could
So
spend up to 20 years in Romanian prison.
How many years?
Up to 20.
Fucking great stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, he'll have to relearn all his weird martial arts stuff to keep himself safe. because I'm sure people want to do him over.
Well, yeah, maybe not. Maybe there's a lot of
Maybe
people
not.
in
Maybe no.
prison who, yeah, don't know. But no,
No.
I hadn't heard that. When did that happen?
Don't know, but Tara put it on Facebook this morning.
Okay, so it must have just been handed down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, okay. Wow. Okay,
yeah,
that's one really good thing. Yeah.
yeah. So they were just wait for Trump to go.
Yeah,
Oh, he
well,
gets inaugurated today. Yeah, that's right.
is it today or is it tonight, American time? I was confused about that. Yeah,
I,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's the 20th their time, so
So what are we today?
yeah,
We're the 20, so it might be this evening then. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Washington, they'll be yeah this evening our time,
yeah. So my
I
son
think.
was telling me this morning that Trump had sold a whole heap of tickets to his inauguration for $5,000 a head. Oh, do you know about this, Doug?
No.
And they were, I don't know, outdoor spots.
Oh wow!
Um,
And now he's put it all indoors because of
yes.
the cold.
Yes, yes. And apparently there's no avenue for people getting their money back. But I haven't researched that. So I did say to Alexander, where did that come from?
Yeah,
And he might have answered, but I was already concentrating on something else. Yeah,
yeah.
as mothers do. Yeah.
And he's launched a Bitcoin, Trump coin, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Alexander
Of
did tell me
course,
about that too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
Mm.
about this. Like,
It's going to be 4 years of hell.
yeah, well, the beauty is he can only do one term because he's already
Yes,
had a term. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Unless he gets the rednecks in and they overturn the government.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was reading, oh God, I don't know what it is now. The Power of Us.
Okay.
And they were talking about the differences in the brain between left and right wing
Oh,
voters.
yeah,
And in a lot of like the Trump supporters, so it's an
yeah.
set in America, all this research, the amygdala was enlarged.
Mm,
So I found that fascinating.
yeah.
Like how interesting to do that research with people who hurt children and people who don't, or people
Mm,
who deny climate change and people who don't.
yeah.
It would be really very interesting.
And people actually willing to have their brains examined.
Yeah, well, I guess the beauty
Yeah.
of that is that you'll soon find out if people have got brains or not, hey?
Well, the zombies got that one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but that's one of those books that sent me down a rabbit hole. But so
Yeah.
many interesting things in it. And he's also on LinkedIn, so I follow him on LinkedIn. Oh gosh, it's a Dutch name. Let me
Hmm.
open Audible so I can tell you. But very, very interesting book. Come on, darling, connect now. The Power of Us. Here we go. J. Van Bavel, Bavel,
Yep.
and Dominic Packer. Very, very interesting.
What's it called? The Power of Us.
Yeah, The Power of Us. And I think last week I was talking about in groups and out groups, and
Yeah.
that's where that research has come from, is from The Power
Okay.
of Us. Yeah.
Oh, it's also a Pokemon movie, The Power of Us. I don't know if that says much.
Speaking of movies, we did Where the Crawdads Sing,
Yeah.
Delia Owens. Oh, gee, it was good at book club. Yeah, really, really good. So Anne Marie, it is on YouTube because I posted it.
Oh, okay. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah. But it was a really interesting conversation with the things that people got out of it. And we talked about the ACEs, Anne Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it'd be relevant to that too.
Yeah, absolutely. But even
Yeah.
to you, Doug, with climate change, with how the
Mm.
marshes and the swamps
Yeah.
changed, and the
Yeah.
shells, the bird life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can people live that excluded life anymore? Like with
No.
climate change, can we? Yeah.
I was watching a show about, I think it was in Louisiana,
Yeah.
where the hurricanes come through
Yeah.
and the storm surges, and how that just wipes out all the towns and the shacks
Yeah.
and people who've got money live on one side of a levee bank, big cement levee bank, and everyone else who doesn't sort of has to manage to have a shack in the ground and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah. That juxtaposition repulses me, where you've got the wealthy and the protected
Yep.
juxtaposed to the very, very poor.
Yep.
I saw it all the time in Papua New Guinea, and I never got used to it.
No.
Because in Port Moresby now,
Oh,
you
wow.
have, you have like the super poor,
Yeah.
and there's no trees left because they've had to cut the trees down for wood.
Firewood.
Firewood, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that could be in the street in front of these palatial places that are all under 24-hour
Yeah.
guards, and big fences. I just never got used to seeing that. And it never sat really well with me because there's no social security system. Like there's nothing
Definitely.
there. No.
Australia left
You
it
know,
impoverished, didn't it? When Australia gave the country back,
Yeah. Yeah.
of course it did. It was a colonial.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Sorry.
even like in Dumaji, so like getting a tour of Dumaji with a local person that I knew really well, and her down here is the village, and this is where, and up here is where the school teachers and that sort of people lived. And it's a bit more mixed up now, but it's still there. There's the village where the town people live, and then even in Arakoon they set up circular drive with all the department
People,
houses round it for the fly in fly out stuff and that too, although some were permanent there, but setting up that this is our part of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was interesting because it also added to the top end and bottom end dynamic that was there already.
I've only ever worked twice in Arakoon. I've worked all of the Cape communities.
Yeah.
Arakoon is the only one where I would never live. So when I've been there for work twice, I've just been in like something similar to a guest house.
Oh, yes. I love the guest house, actually.
Yeah. But I couldn't live there because of the threat of violence. Yeah. And same with Papua New Guinea. Beautiful, beautiful country. And the village people are absolutely magnificent. But Port Moresby is a place that you don't even want to stay overnight. You land and you get the hell out of there. Like get on the next plane that goes somewhere just because of that danger. And I have recently met some people in Nhulunbuy who want to move. He wants to move his family to Port Moresby, 2 little kids, and she's a social worker. And I just said, oh my God, don't go, because whatever romantic idea you've got in your head for Port Moresby, it is not the reality. Like,
Good.
she won't be able to drive. The kids will grow up with adverse childhood experiences. Just because you're witnessing violence or you're living with the threat of violence.
Yeah, see, even in Normanton, that's an issue. Like that's part of Kirsty moving over this direction, because like you hear it all the time, like and like where we lived was pretty good, but there'd be times where the level of fighting, you were scared for other people's lives, and were safe yourself, but the ringing the police and hoping they attend, and
well, vicarious traumatization comes from those sorts of occurrences.
Yeah.
And there are whole government departments funded to deal with witnesses to crime. Is that what it's called? Witness to crime? Yeah, it's something like that, where people have witnessed those sorts of things. So it's recognised that it has an impact on people. Yet then
But it's normalised, hey, within those
is.
communities.
Yes, yeah. And I think that government departments are so eager to get staff to come to a lot of these places that they also normalise it. But I grew up behind barbed wire. For my 21st birthday, my then husband bought me a gun for my 21st birthday, and I used to be able to it would be put together. I'd break it down and re-put it together within 30 seconds, including it being loaded. Right? So I grew up in that environment, and I now know that's actually not normal or healthy.
No.
Yeah? So you just look at these places across the world with what's going on, and all of the poor people from both Gaza and also from Israel. So both sides, with everything that has happened and that they've witnessed, how are those children ever going to be able to grow through all of that? How are those mothers that have, seen their husbands and their children killed? How do you get through that? Yeah, I find that very disturbing for us as a group of people. Yeah, a universal group of people. Like, oh my God, we're just traumatizing people. It's horrible. And I feel traumatized over what's happening in America too, but that's low end. Yeah. A long time ago, I think I might have been a very young social worker. So maybe it was 30 something years ago, very long time ago. I got really interested in research on Neighbourhood Watch. And a lot of the research from the other side was saying that Neighbourhood Watch actually doesn't work because it instills the fear of violence into people. And the fear of violence is just as damaging as actual violence. So if you're living with the fear of violence, there's no post-traumatic growth. Yeah, so I've always been interested in that safety stuff. And probably only because I was a child that was born and grew up in Papua New Guinea. And like we were privileged, but it didn't escape me why we were safe and they weren't. Yeah. Horrible stuff. So that traumatization lasts forever.
Yeah. And that all fits with my positionality and
Yes, yeah. Well, and you know this, Anne-Marie, that I've banged on forever about personal development. And part of this is why it's so important to know what it is that's damaged you as a human being and to make sure that that damage doesn't permeate the way you work with other people. So knowing who to share it with and when to share it, because none of us get to adulthood nowadays without something shit happening, because bad things happen to good people. Yeah. And we can't keep denying it that we are affected by things that happen in this life, in this world. Yeah. Right down to dogs dying. Like pet grief is just horrid.
Absolutely.
And so are the vet bills.
Yes.
And dentists. I went to the dentist the other day. One tooth that I had, a filling had come out, so I had to have the tooth rebuilt basically because the tooth was cracked. $880 for one tooth. Yeah, I said worse than that. Wow. But it is what it is. So what's on the research agenda for you two this coming week?
CSE proposal, see what's happening with it. I've got to write my script, which I was writing out Friday morning in the right group.
Yep, okay, yep.
Yeah, so there's only Mary, Emma, and myself, and Susan from York came in for half an hour at the end.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
But I wrote most of my script up then. So yeah.
And what will happen with that script?
It's still a work in progress. I've got to refine it, then get the PowerPoint slides ready.
Yep.
And then I've got a final date to present is the 18th of Feb. That's the absolute final date that my confirmation has to be done by.
Okay.
So not long.
So are you going to memorize your script or are you going to use it as notes in presenter view on PowerPoint?
I don't know yet. I'll probably have my second monitor up and I'll scroll through that and I don't know. It's
Yeah.
going to be a few cursor buttons and movements of mouse.
So
Yeah.
you can drag the script across to your screen so that
Yep.
it still looks like you're looking at the camera.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you have your script
No, I
over
won't be
here-
going like this. I'll have this
Yeah, good.
straight on or
Yeah.
like this.
Yep.
So I'll be facing the other
Yep.
monitor.
Yep. Okay. And then don't forget to change your slides.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's hard part.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So when I came into this, I was very used to always having a second person when I present at workshops or whatever.
Yep.
And I'd have somebody do the tech for me. So I never used to have to bother about, changing slides. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, oh my God, I've got to do it all myself. Like, how do I
Yeah.
do that?
I won't time it so it does it automatically because I think PowerPoint can do that as well,
It
but
can. Yeah.
that's too technical for me and too much of a stress.
Okay. What you can do then is you can rehearse with the timer. So do you know how long you've got? Is it 30 minutes?
I'm going to find out Wednesday. I think 15 should be right
Okay.
to do it, and
Yeah.
then another 15 for questions, and
Yeah.
because it shouldn't take an hour to do a bloody confirmation.
No. Okay. So you can practice
Yeah,
to 15 minutes, and then you soon work
yeah.
out which slide you've got too much information on. Yeah. Yeah, but it is nerve-wracking.
Mm.
Yeah. Particularly
Yeah,
when
I'll be watching yours all over again. I think Tara recorded yours.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. So there was Piper did hers first and then I did mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the questions afterwards that I often go back to that to listen to what they said, because I have to hand 2 chapters in to do my mid, and then
Yeah.
within months I'm handing in my thesis. But it's
Right.
part of you have to jump through those hoops to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I've got the same assessors,
Yes.
not that they were assessors, what do you call them? The people at confirmation of candidature, maybe they were assessors. If I've got the same ones, they're going to say, well, did you look at all of the nuances of Gramsci, like was suggested?
Yes.
Or why didn't you do yarning as was suggested?
Yes.
Yeah, because yarning belongs to Aboriginal work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
And
not
you're
going to
not
tread on.
Indigenous.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
very
treading on their
interesting.
toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting that, and the people who promote doing yarning, and you sort of go, well, no.
Yeah,
can do storytelling or narrative or like whatever, but
Yeah.
you can't call it yarning.
yeah. I think for mine, Anne-Marie, it's because I said that I wanted to do book club as method and methodology, and that's actually never been done before.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, or it has now because there's 2 girls in the UK who have just graduated, and
Okay.
yeah, and they did it, but they didn't offer to share their thesis with me. So I
No.
really wanted to have a look at that. But I'm making reference to them. But part of my SOC is using this as using book club as method and methodology.
Methodology,
Yeah.
yeah.
And my argument is around this is a way to do bibliotherapy, which is one of the focused psychological strategies of psychoeducation. Yeah. So I've got a good argument around it, but it's whether or not the assessors agree with that. That's the big risk. Yeah. But I keep going back to Tara. Like Tara, she was just so good and so helpful. And she's one of the world leaders in this. So if she thought that the work was sound, I'm going with that.
Well, just say she's one of your assessors at the end of it who
No, she can't be because she was my
that's like
supervisor.
because she was a supervisor, yes.
Yeah.
Bugger.
Yeah, I did actually contact her fairly recently and say, is there any chance? And she just said absolutely none because of the conduct, the research conduct laws. I
Yeah.
can't remember what they're called now,
Mm.
but no. Yeah. Yeah. So I won't know, but I am hoping for Brene Brown. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Putting it out there to the universe. That would be a bit freaky though, having her assess her own work.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then if you end up with your
Kadeen would
research all
say,
one.
to do some tapping on it.
Yeah. Oh, I actually have been doing
Ah, squeeze and
this,
breathe.
yeah, a real lot.
Yeah.
Because when I had that writing paralysis, I really
Yeah.
was blocked. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was all cognitive. It was
Yeah.
the emotional part was I'm not good enough, so the imposter
Yeah.
syndrome. But the messages I were giving to myself, like it was unhealthy.
Mm.
So I'm glad I got that first sentence that was always there and I used it all the time. Resistance is useful. Oh God. Anyway, yeah. Doug, did you ever hear back about increases in the stipend?
No, but I did receive a little bit of 60 extra dollars last week, which was nice. But
Lovely.
no, I haven't received an email back from either the research office or the scholarship office. So I guess it'll wait or never occur. And they're a bit lazy at CDU with getting back to people with emails.
Yeah, yeah. So do you want the update on people getting back to me about my computer? I
Go on.
I told you last week I bought a brand new computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did finally contact me, and I don't know if that was last week when I had spoken to you guys or if it was after that.
You said that you had to get it, you got a new one last week.
Yeah, so I got a new computer, right? Okay, then they contacted me finally and wanting me to send it back. And I said, well, really happy to send it back. But I was so frustrated with lack of contact that I had to go and buy my own computer. So you can have it back. And I was just going to take it to the Nhulunbuy office and somebody who's going over can take it over. And he said, oh yeah, but it's under warranty until such and such a date. So we need it back quite urgently. And I said,
Oh,
okay, well,
mm.
I will take it to the Nhulunbuy CDU campus and you can arrange to get it back. And he said, all right, I'll make contact with you and tell you what the arrangements will be. I still have not heard from them. So I have not taken that laptop back to the CDU office because they haven't been open.
No.
Yeah. And I'm so frustrated with it that I just thought I'm now not going out of my way.
No.
And not that it is a big way out of my way. Like Nhulunbuy is a tiny, tiny area. It would take me 2 minutes to drive there.
Yeah.
But it's the principle of it. Like,
Yeah.
damn you. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. One of the woes. Anne Marie, are you able to work while you're away? Are you getting anything done?
I haven't got much done this week because it takes a fair bit of time running from Gordonvale into the hospital
Yeah.
and stuff, yeah. And then by the time I came home, I was tired.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, looking after Jace, my granddaughter.
Yeah.
But I only started yesterday afternoon getting right into it. I'd been doing the artwork, so that was good. But yeah, the writing I got stuck into yesterday afternoon and was really on a roll. So yeah, I was pleased. So I'll continue with that. I've got supervision on Wednesday, so I'd really like to have this so I can send it through this afternoon. I know it doesn't give them a lot of time to have a look at it, but yeah. But yeah, it'll be something.
Yeah. Well, it shows that you've been working on it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I share you a copy of my confirmation of candidature document, my research proposal?
No, not in your document. I watched your
Yeah, the actual confirmation. Yeah.
motion, yeah, but no, not the document. That would be awesome in actual fact.
Okay, I'll send it to you. And Doug,
Yep.
did I send it to you or not?
Might have, but I'll have another copy.
Okay, well, I'll send it to both of you
Yeah.
because I got really good feedback on it,
Yeah.
which was good. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I just had
that's
this incredible supervisor that she really helped me. She was great. Excuse me, sorry.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, thank you. It's probably those
I
bloody
suppose the
back.
thing that
Yeah.
I think like I've done these various bits of writing, but I don't know that they're actually going to be, they're more process than will be useful later, like as bits of writing. Yeah.
So you can put process into your thesis, and Tara used to always say, put the problem into your work. So
Yeah.
like when you have a problem, like my blockage, that goes into the work as well, because that is part of the work of a PhD. There's a lot of cognitive and emotional work that goes with it. So put it in, but it belongs in a particular chapter, obviously.
Yeah. And the other thing is that, and through Tara's things, and then I've looked at some others, is the epistemology, ontology,
Yeah.
like methodology, I get that's okay. But these other ones, like I've really struggled to get my head around, and I've gone to what is she? Degree Doctor has given me some other ways of looking at it to help me try and make sense of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So is the degree doctor Australian or American?
She's an American, I think.
Because I haven't come across that one.
Yeah, she's
Thesis,
quite, yeah.
yeah, no, go on. She's quite,
She's quite puts things quite simply.
yeah,
But then you've got to go back and go find I know referencey stuff for where her ideas have come from because none of it's referenced. It's just a YouTube thing,
yeah,
but it helps you get the idea in your head.
yeah. You can reference a YouTube video as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you using APA 7 referencing
Yeah.
style? Yeah.
Well, I am at this stage. I don't know what I'm supposed to be using. By what I hear, it seems that you can use whatever so long as you're consistent. Yeah, so APA 7 is what I'm most familiar with. So
Okay.
that's what I'm rolling with.
Yep. All right. The thesis whisperer is Australian.
Thesis Whisperer. Okay.
Yeah, she's out of ANU.
ANU. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a look at
Hopefully
her.
she's still got a job there because they're cutting back.
Yeah. Doug, what's
Yep.
the man that does a lot of work for CDU, runs workshops on writing
I think more. No, I think Hugh
Hugh Kearns.
yeah.
Yeah. So Hugh, Kearns.
Yeah.
And
He's
his
out of
business.
Flinders, and
Yeah.
he also does, I think, what's it called? I think something. Oh, I could check my emails. It'll be a lot easier.
Thinkwell, is that his business?
I
Or is
think
that-
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think well. One word.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Because yeah, some of watching the things on YouTube, yeah, helped me get my head around it much easier than reading. Yeah.
Yeah, I still go back to those YouTube videos all the time. In fact, sometimes I'm a little bit embarrassed if somebody comes to our house and I'm trying to find YouTube music. And of course, I switch YouTube on and there's Tara and Tara and Tara.
You're
She's got some good stuff though, hey?
Oh, she's out of this world. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand why she got the Order of Australia. Like she's
But
just
my partner says she's my other woman.
yeah. Hey, Paul says that about me too. He says, your girlfriend's on again. But I do love Tara. I make no bones about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you also hear back from Piper, Doug? Because I know you were going to contact Piper about something.
She said that she had to apply for entry into the other university, Queensland Uni of Technology. Was it Queensland? One of the Queensland
Yeah,
uni,
QUT. Yeah.
and she had to reapply for a scholarship there. So
So
she
she-
got that, but
Oh,
she
yeah,
was
good.
quite advanced and
Yeah.
knew what she was doing. So yeah, I don't think she would have had much issue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
you're now staying at
I
CDU?
think I will.
Yeah.
I'll just see how it goes for a little bit longer and get the confirmation done, because that'll help if I do move, because that's done.
Yes.
That's a major hurdle.
Yes. Yes.
So what would
Um,
motivate you moving from one uni to another?
Good
Lack of
question.
supervision.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That seems to be a bit universal by what I've
it sounds like a bit of a cop out, but when you've only had the one supervisor for over since June last year, it's like you're supposed to have at least two,
Yeah,
and it's up to the university to supply two,
okay, yeah,
not one.
yeah,
And so it's a bit of a lot of pressure on just one person who might have a full load of students and other responsibilities. So yeah, it helps if you've got a second supervisor to provide feedback and as a sounding board.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, I haven't,
yeah,
like the supervision I've had with Queensland Uni has
mm,
been very, very, very sparse. And like I've theoretically got three supervisors, and I've met with the three of them once, and that I'd gone down to Brisbane, and so I met up
yeah,
with the three of them there. Um, but I've got one bloke who's quite approachable, and you can ask him a question, he'll get back to
hmm,
you, and that sort of thing.
yeah,
However, he's a economist.
oh, okay, yeah, oh wow,
Yeah, he is doing research into kids dropping out of school
yeah,
and that sort of thing. So he's got that sort of stuff.
hmm,
But you know, the fitting with my creative stuff and early
yeah,
learning
and social
and
work
that sort
and
of thing,
yeah,
like it's not his gig.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes it is good to have a completely different set of eyes because we take
Mm.
so many things for granted. And point in fact, I'm currently rereading. Oh, I can't see it.
Can't
No,
see, what is it?
Social Work and Social Theory. So it's a textbook
Yeah.
by Paul Michael Garrett. But I'm rereading it to make sure that I have social theory correct. I was reflecting on our get together last week, and we spoke about social theory. And then I questioned myself, like, have I got that right? So I went and picked up this book to make sure. So having another person that helps to question
yeah,
where does that belief come from? Or where does that positionality come from?
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that's really helpful. Plus the cost of the ACEs. Like, what is the cost to society by growing up children who are adversely affected by things that happen?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
me.
Fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that one, but
No, yeah, and I'm not saying that you do.
no.
But the cost in Cairns in particular
Yeah,
and the Northern Territory is enormous.
Mm.
Yeah. And that is, well, am I correct in saying that that's one of the adverse childhood experiences, Anne-Marie, where parents are drinking and
Yeah. Parents drinking as one of them. In the actual ACEs, they don't take into account the prenatal
yeah, okay.
experiences,
Yeah.
but having alcohol issues in the family, drug or alcohol issues in the family is one of the ACEs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, see, there's a chapter you could be writing on the absence of prenatal impacts on fetus. Which,
Yeah,
which
it probably doesn't fit with what I'm doing at the moment, although there'll be stuff that I can make a mention of, even though that's not the place to pursue that
yeah.
research. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely an issue. Yeah.
But you could bring epigenetics into it as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And at the end of your thesis, or even at the end of your methodology and methods chapter, you could be saying something about these are the areas that still need to be researched. The impact
Yeah.
on an unborn child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
fascinating.
where I'm thinking at the moment is like while the ACEs are one part of it, is doing the acknowledging of the strengths within the community of bringing up kids, with the idea that the acknowledging the strengths means that those things are more likely to happen, rather than focusing on the actual ACEs. It will be part of it, but the actual inquiring with people stuff, it will be more around the strengths and the barriers. So if they bring it up, yeah, absolutely. But it's not something that I will
Yes.
out into the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a very good point. It's staying true to your own methodology, being led by them. And if they bring it up, so be it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if they bring that up in, the barriers and the difficulties and challenges and stuff, absolutely. But yeah, that highlighting the strengths of what they do with education and care, whether that's formal or informal or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Doug, just we'll finish with you. I just
Mhm.
this is more of a comment about climate change because,
Yeah.
as you know, it is something that I'm very, very interested in.
Yeah.
I have become a climate destroyer through air conditioning. I've lived now in air conditioning up there for so long because we've had to, that came here. Our bedrooms here are air conditioned, but the house isn't.
No.
And I was so hot yesterday. I kept saying to Alexander when I arrived, like, my God, is this house got hotter or what? And he said, oh, no, it is what it is. And I think it's because I have been in air conditioning and not. So I'm really noticing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I had to have the air conditioner on last night because it was just disgusting in the bedroom, and without it, I just couldn't sleep. So, but the rest of the house is it's just little fans, and that's all I've got. And that's what it is as at the moment. And yeah, it's hot here, but it's not as hot as up where you are.
Yeah, it's different heat though. Like
It
you
is.
do get incredibly hot. Like Adelaide has some 42-degree days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
that's
such that we
filthy.
haven't yet. Won't
Yeah.
get some.
Yeah, but it's different heat.
Yeah,
Yours is a dry heat and
it
ours
is a
is a wet
dry
heat.
heat, and
Yeah,
then when we get humidity, it's disgusting
yeah,
because it just sticks around. And this place is all brick, so once it heats up, it remains hot.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, it's climate destruction, not good.
I know. I hate it, but I couldn't survive. Well, and of course we didn't have an air conditioner to turn on in the lounge and living room. So I said, Alexander, let's go up the pub for a drink.
Yeah,
For the air conditioning, because their air conditioning was already on. Yeah. And my
yeah,
drink was soda water, just saying, because I had to drive. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. But wow, I don't know how people survive without it.
No,
It's off to them. Yeah. But again, that's that juxtaposition of the privileged and the not privileged. Like some people can't run air conditioning. Even
Yeah,
if
yeah,
see, with my kids in Normanton, we never had air conditioning in the house, and it was by choice because one, wouldn't have been able to afford the electricity bills,
Yeah.
and two, I didn't like closing the house up because I've got 4 kids, so I'd have some inside and some outside, and I needed to hear. It's my
Mm.
control thing. I needed to hear what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we never had air conditioning. Now I love it, but yeah, we never did when the kids were young.
See, Anne-Marie, that's interesting too. Maybe you can write a paper after your PhD, write a paper on how life has changed because of air conditioning, or how parenting has changed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
like I had, sand pit out the side and that sort of thing. So, like, you wouldn't hear what was happening out there with those ones if had a baby inside,
Yeah.
and you close the doors, like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I wonder now then if it's more the fear of crime that keeps the family inside,
Yeah.
or is it like we'll all stay inside because of air conditioning, or we'll
And
all be outside?
technology and
Yes, yeah,
because we never
obvious.
used the TV during the day. That was,
Yeah,
that was the rules.
yeah. Yeah. In Napranum, was that diesel electricity? I think well no, hang on, that was on Norfolk Island. It was all diesel electricity.
I
So
think Napranum was diesel originally too,
yeah,
hey?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we were when I lived there, we were, is it Rio? Yeah, Rio looked
Yeah.
after the electricity. So yeah, that still could have been diesel. Certainly Nhulunbuy is diesel until they were supposed to turn the solar on at the end of the year for the entire town. It's it's part of Rio's exit strategy because they're closing the mine up.
Yeah.
So they're handing the solar over to the Nhulunbuy Corporation.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. To the East Arnhem Regional Council so that people in the town can access solar. And I went there thinking, oh, that's already happened. So I had air conditioning on 24 hours a day, it's solar, there's less emissions. And then Paul said, no, mate, it's diesel still. What?
So you used your mad supply already.
Yeah, climate destroyer. Yeah. Yeah, but I think about those things all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a car at the moment. I don't think I will get one. And if it is, it might be electric if they get cheap enough.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
And all that. But I'll walk, I'll catch public transport and taxis.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's too many cars on the road as it is. So
Yeah. Yeah, and planes too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I try
Because
not to fly, but
yeah, well, air
try
flight
to one day
is a
sometimes.
main offender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. I always try and make sure that I do go somewhere every day because of the dog. But I try and be as efficient as I can. So I'm doing everything at the one hit rather than, oh, yeah, I'll go out 3 times a day because the post office is just 1 minute down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most I drive is 5 minutes. Yeah. I could walk, except there's no way I'm going out there in that heat. Like, no way. Yeah. You can't walk your dogs in the middle of the day because the ground is too hot for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my poor boy, he has to wait until after 4:30 when things have cooled down a little bit. And even then he's often, so right, get in the car, mate, we'll drive to the beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Such is life.
Yes.
And it's going to get worse for all of us.
It is.
Yeah, in terms of climate. Yeah. All right then, my cherubs. I can't write again today because I have a follow-up supervisee who's going to get a shock when I say, guess where I am? Because this was done very, very quickly.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I've got to go through my confirmation paper draft and see what's up with that.
And I'll send you both a copy of what I did, just so that you can see the format.
That'd be good.
I was a little bit over word count. I was a lot over word count.
Yeah.
But it was okay because it made sense.
Yeah.
And if you find any mistakes in it, I really don't want to know because that's done now.
Okay, then. Very good. Thank you.
All
Okay,
right.
then.
I will see you all. Anne-Marie, I'm actually here until Saturday. I fly home. I'm here for a week.
Okay.
So if you want to get together, I'm around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I've got the building assessor coming in. So Wednesday is my only day where, no, can't do it. And Alexander
Okay.
did say today, if I can get the day off on Friday, please can we go to Cairns? Yeah. So I'll let you know. But
Yeah,
yeah.
let me know. Let me
Yes.
know. I've got a few things on too, but yeah, let me
Yep.
know.
Okay. See you,
Okay then.
cherubs. See you
See
next
ya.
week. Bye.
Bye.